Hey guys, Karl here. Today we're going to be talking about the D-Style Master Handle from Bright Tangerine. I will say right off the bat, Bright Tangerine did send this to me for review. I do get to keep it this time around, which is pretty cool. So thank you, Bright Tangerine, for that. If you want to pick one of these up, there's a link down below in the description to Bright Tangerine's website, as well as an affiliate link if you did want to help the channel out, as it does help the channel out if you buy it through the affiliate link. So let's get into the review. The D-Style Master Handle is honestly crafted for comfort. It has this nice rubber inlay that is edgeless, so it goes all the way up to the very edge of the handle itself. That allows for prolonged use without any kind of discomfort. Its closed loop design honestly features a very secure hold, preventing any kind of hand slippage during dynamic shoots. It's equipped with a ton of 3/8 and 1/4-20 mounting locations with RA locating pins, so that way nothing can rotate or move around, which just gives you pretty much an endless capability of mounting friction arms, 15mm rod mounts, 19mm rod mounts. Tons of accessories can be mounted to this top handle. It also has two of the QD mounting locations. I actually personally don't use those and haven't used those at all, but it is nice to have them. And it's another accessory that you can, add things to in the future. So if you want to have like a neck strap with those QD attachments to it, you could easily do that just for extra security. The fact that it's universal means it can mount on any top plate you have. On my FX6 here, I have the Bright Tangerine filler plate in the center. It's a NATO rail, but it also has 3/8 and 1/4-20 locating areas, or mounting areas rather. As long as your camera or top plate has two 3/8 mounting areas, at least 14mm apart, you can mount this top plate to it as a universal option. As you can see, I'm just mounting this guy up right now. And it does have, you have some adjustability forward and backwards for this guy. I run it all the way up against this mount because this is where I mount my Sony monitor. But yeah, it's pretty easy just to mount on there, and then you just, snug these guys down. And then I just take and give it one little extra snug, boom, and boom. And now that thing's not moving anywhere. And as you can see, I have full control over my top handle. There's no flexing, no movement. It's just solid, rigid piece, almost becomes part of the camera itself, which is really nice. And like I stated before, you can add accessory options like this 15mm rod mount from Bright Tangerine also. Like I said, I'm a sucker for a good product, and it seems to me that all they make are good products. So you can see there I have that 15mm rod mount, and then I can just take my monitor, put that guy on top, front, and center of the top handle, like so. And that's how I set up my monitor mount. And for me, one of the biggest selling points was the handle extension kit, or being able to buy these pieces individually. I had a certain length I really wanted. I wanted it to cover my entire length of my camera from where the lens starts all the way back to the battery, or lens ends rather, the lens mount all the way back to the battery. So I just add these pieces in. This one right here is the 50mm. I'm just looking at my notes off to the side a little bit. So I can attach that guy on there, and you can run it just like that. And then I also got the 90mm piece, or the 90 degree piece. If you get the extension set or individual pieces, it also has that same rubber feel, or knurled rubber feel underneath the that part of the handle. So like I said, you can buy these pieces individually, or you can buy them as a kit. The kit itself is $749. And it includes a 30, 50, 70, 90, 120, and 150mm, as well as this 90-degree piece, which is pretty nice. And then when you say to yourself, $750 seems kind of steep for just an accessory pack, this is Bright Tangerine, people. It's quality product. And the fact that they're machined the same, there's no overlaps, there's no pieces bigger than the other one, there's no problems when they screw together, they fit perfect every single time. You can't go wrong. And that's why they cost the price that they cost. They're quality made pieces of equipment that'll last you forever. And I mean that. Like, you're not going to cross thread these. The locating pins are in the same place every time. You're not going to come up against one that has a pin off or is hard to put in there. I mean, like, there's such tight tolerances that even when you don't screw them, and you have to screw them together, but even when you don't screw them together, they still fit tight together like a Lego piece. The quality is beyond quality. There's a lot of other brands out there that make comparable items, but again, the quality is what I'm going for here. And my favorite thing to do with this, and the fact that it has no flex and there's no movement, is to mount a arm off to the side, especially when I'm running a tripod and I'm doing some sort of interview setup where I'll be on the operator side of the camera, and I can turn all my monitors this way, and then I can also turn and add my zoom f6 here, mainly because I record everything externally. I don't really like the top handle and the internal recording of the FX6. And I just basically mount this off to the side like so I can monitor my audio as well as my video while I'm doing some sort of an interview setup. So, and like I said, there's no flex. So when I mount this, I have all the confidence in the world that this is going to be mounted, you know, this is going to stay the way it is for the entire shoot. There's not going to be any flexing. There's not going to be a shaking of the camera. If I touch this, you know, but if this is locked off, obviously, like that, there's not going to be any movement of the camera, especially on my nice tripod that I'm shooting. This one's on my Manfrotto, my old one. My Sackler is behind the camera or underneath the camera filming right now. But when it's on that tripod, there's no movement. So if I'm adjusting any kind of audio or anything, there's no vibration in the top handle. And I honestly, I love that about this whole setup, is that it's just rigid, very rigid. I don't have any gripes about it. Honestly, I think it's a perfect product. And in my head, when I say perfect product, I mean, it's a product that you can grow with, that mounts easy, very rigid, built with extreme quality, and will honestly last you potentially your entire career, as long as you don't sell it with a camera or you know, have some really gnarly accident happen to your camera. In that case, sorry, that would suck, because this thing's gonna last a long time and it's gonna continue to go. And one of the real reasons I wanted this much room for my top handle, this specific room, is to be able to have another hand back here, especially when I'm running an easy rig. This might not be balanced because I don't have everything on here right now, but if I pick this up, you can see I'm back heavy right now. But I like to be able to shoot like this, or if I have a top, another handle here, like so, I can just hold it like that, which gives me a lot of, if I'm not running, or if I am running a side handle, you can hold it up like that. But I like to have it another layer back here. You know, it just feels more stable this way. And that way I can kind of get it away from my body a little bit when it's on an easy rig, and be able to, you know, just hold it like that. That was the whole reason why I wanted to go this route. And then as well as just having that rigidity with that back piece back here, there's no flex. With this being the other type of top handle that I ran in the past, this is the forwards backwards NATO rail version. I also have the side to side one as well. I've had all the iterations. And this is a great handle as well, but there is some flex to it, especially when you start mounting. I mean, by itself, no, but when you start mounting multiple things onto it, that it does flex ever so slightly. And I just wanted to get away from that flex feel that this handle specifically had. Again, I use this for my A7S III or my FX3. Those both with this handle are fine because I'm not mounting a ton of stuff on it. For this one, with this back here, it got a little extended, and you just had that little bit of flex in the back of it, and you felt the flex through the handle. And I just wanted to get something more robust and solid feeling like this guy. Okay, that's about all I have on this guy. Make sure if you are looking for this top handle, check out Bright Tangerine's website. Again, I also have the links down below in the description. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'd love to answer them. Specifically either about this camera setup or Bright Tangerine products that I have. And real fast, just another huge shout out to Bright Tangerine for allowing me to review this and letting me keep this one. It's pretty cool. I didn't get to keep these. I purchased on my own, and happily, because they just made it exactly what I wanted it to be. So again, thank you again, Bright Tangerine. You guys create amazing quality products, and I'm excited to use them every time I do. It makes my job easier out in the field when I know that nothing here is going to fail. Only thing that can fail is me. Hope you guys got something from this. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.